Welcome back to the Psychology Diary, where we explore the complex, often unseen struggles of the mind. Today, we're diving into a story that many of you may find hauntingly familiar. A tale of work trauma that leaves invisible scars. This is the story of Emily, Jake, and Vanessa, each battling their own demons in the workplace. Their stories reveal how the pressures and toxicity of a work environment can push someone to the edge. Emily had always been the star performer, the one who could handle any project thrown her way. But lately, the weight of her responsibilities had become unbearable. As the marketing manager at a fast-paced tech company, Emily was responsible for leading major campaigns that could make or break the company's success. But the pressure to excel was relentless. Emily began working late into the night, sacrificing her weekends and slowly losing touch with the things she once loved. Her friends, her hobbies, even herself. Every missed deadline, every critical comment from her boss, felt like a personal failure. The anxiety gnawed at her, leaving her exhausted and on edge. One evening, as she sat alone in her dimly lit office, staring at the pile of work still left to do, Emily felt a crushing weight in her chest. She couldn't breathe. The walls seemed to close in around her as the stress that had been building up for months finally broke through. She grabbed her phone, dialing her mother's number, but she couldn't bring herself to speak. The tears that followed were a release she hadn't allowed herself for far too long. Jake had been working at the same factory for over 20 years. It was a job he took pride in. After all, it provided for his family. But as the years wore on, the pride was slowly replaced by exhaustion. The work was grueling, the conditions harsh, and the management dismissive of any concerns. Each day was a struggle to get through the long shifts. The noise, the repetitive tasks, the physical strain, it all added up. But what weighed on Jake even more was the feeling of being invisible. Despite his years of service, there was no recognition, no appreciation, just the endless demand to produce more with fewer resources. One day, after a particularly grueling shift, Jake collapsed on his way to the car. He was rushed to the hospital, where the doctors told him he had narrowly avoided a heart attack. As he lay in the hospital bed, Jake realized just how much he had sacrificed for a job that had taken more than it ever gave. The years of neglecting his health, the missed moments with his family, all for a company that saw him as nothing more than a cog in the machine. Vanessa had always dreamed of being a lawyer. She worked tirelessly through law school, and landing a job at a prestigious firm was the culmination of years of hard work. But the reality of her new position was far from the dream she had envisioned. The law firm was a battlefield, with colleagues competing ruthlessly for the next promotion. The senior partners were demanding, often crossing the line into harassment, belittling Vanessa's efforts and questioning her competence. The pressure to prove herself was immense, and the fear of failure loomed over her like a dark cloud. Vanessa began to doubt everything. Her abilities, her worth, even her decision to become a lawyer. The stress manifested physically. She couldn't sleep, she lost weight, and panic attacks became a regular occurrence. But the breaking point came one evening, after yet another humiliating meeting where her boss publicly berated her for a minor mistake. Vanessa left the office and walked aimlessly through the city, feeling numb. When she finally got home, she broke down, overwhelmed by the realization that she had lost herself in a job that was slowly destroying her. Emily, Jake, and Vanessa's stories are different, but the scars they bear from their work environments are all too real. Work trauma isn't just about the job, it's about the impact it has on your soul. For those facing similar struggles, know that it's okay to step back, to prioritize your mental and physical health over a job that doesn't value you. If you're feeling overwhelmed, consider seeking support from a mental health professional or talking to someone you trust. Creating boundaries, practicing self-care, and recognizing when it's time to walk away are crucial steps in protecting your well-being. Remember, no job is worth your health, your happiness, or your life. The stories of Emily, Jake, and Vanessa remind us that work trauma is real and pervasive. But it also reminds us that we have the power to take control of our lives, to seek help, and to find a path to healing. If this story resonated with you, please share it with others who might need to hear it. And always remember to prioritize your mental health. It's as vital as any other aspect of your life. Until next time, stay strong, stay compassionate, and never be afraid to put yourself first.